Billings. I'm the founder of the Steinway Piano Society, and my guest today is David Higginson, author of Piano Without Pain. David's been here in the gallery this afternoon and done 2 seminars to audiences that were amazed to find out just how easy it can be to play the piano. If you've spent your whole life staring at little black dots on the page and haven't been able to quite turn that into a song you can sit down at the piano with and amaze your friends, you're going to want to find out more about David's incredible program. Over 400 people have attended David's Piano Without Pain seminars at the Steinway Piano Gallery in Bonita Springs. They were amazed to learn how easy it can be to have fun playing the piano. Even if you've never played a note or haven't touched the keys for years, our 5-week Piano Without Pain starter class will have you playing songs right away. It's fun, quick, and easy. All you need is the desire to play the piano.
What if it actually is easy? It really is. Because they're using patterns, they could use these same patterns over and over. It's so easy and automatic. That's why they can sit there playing the piano, smiling at the audience like there's nothing there. We're all sitting there, I wish I could play like that. 2 kinds of patterns professionals play, chord patterns and rhythm patterns. My objective to teach other people how to do this, I want to make it as easy as possible. I don't want to make them struggle at all. So I got a piece of cardboard here that's got that pattern on the cardboard that you can actually put behind the keys, like I just did. And you can line up, do you see the 6 little black indicators for the 6 notes of the chord pattern? You line it up so that the first little black indicator is in line with whatever chord that you're learning first. Okay? So I have lined this little bottom black indicator up with the note C. This would be me first learning this pattern on a C, or we could call it a C chord. So here's my 3 left-hand notes. Here's my 3 right-hand notes. So all of you could do this. Are you guys with me? Is there anybody who thinks you couldn't do that? In just a few minutes. Isn't that a great sound? If you took regular piano lessons, how long would it be before you could play something that sounded like this? Oh, 3 years. Instead of 3 minutes. Now what's exciting is you see I can play the pattern anywhere I want. C chord here. See, even way down low on low C it sounds good. Instead of here. Ah, that's 1, 3, 5. Here, 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 here. As a matter of fact, I could even play them over and over. Throw my hands in the air. I always helps if you throw your hands in the air. Your friends will think you're a genius.
Kathleen, that sounds great! Hi, I'm Rob. Have you always had the desire to play the piano but were afraid to start because you thought it would be difficult or take too long? Do you have a love of music you wish to express by playing the piano? Well, bring your love of music and desire to learn to Steinway Piano Gallery in Bonita Springs. Semi-private classes are forming right now for adult beginner students. If you've never played the piano or wish you'd stuck to it, this class is for you. This adult beginner 5-week course includes the music, 4 semi-private lessons, and 1 private lesson to get you on your way to fulfilling your dream of playing the piano. This method is easy, relaxing, fun, and fast. Each session is 45 minutes with a maximum of 4 adults to a class, so space is limited. To learn more, call me, Rob Meads, at Steinway Piano Gallery, 498-9884.
But then the magic starts to happen because this pattern does not play just 1 chord. Look, as long as I leave my hands on quiet keys and just move that pattern around, I can play a whole bunch of chords. C chord, F chord, G chord, E minor, A minor, D minor. 6 chords, but how many patterns? Just 1. You see the power of patterns? Because you do know that all 6 of those chords would all be written completely different if you had to learn how to read music.
A lot of people are frustrated to play the piano, to go through a full course, you know.
They don't see them getting anywhere.
Yeah.
They can't see themselves making progress, so they give it up.
That's right, that's right. I played the piano for 10 years ago.
Yes.
But I never had such a good theory you gave me now
thank
today.
you so much.
I coached it to Switzerland, you know.
Great, yes,
Okay.
great.
Listen.
By the way, be patient at the beginning because it starts off fairly straightforward and simple. And don't feel like it goes nowhere, which is what you need. But you see, if you go through the process, then they all build on that very first pattern. That's the important thing. Because what you wouldn't want me to do is assume that people miss stuff they don't know.
Once I started playing, I couldn't stop. I had to rip myself away from the piano.
Well, I've only been working with it for like a few months, and my friends are really impressed when they can see how well I can play.
One of the things that really struck me was the first time I attended a seminar, and I heard a young man who'd only been doing the system for about 7 or 8 weeks play for his sister to sing a very difficult song with many chord changes and wonderful sounds.
Be patient at first, because at first you will naturally accidentally do what you're used to. You know what I mean? Is that oops? But in the meantime, you know what's most important? You're going to have fun making music at the piano.
Well, that's it.
Thank you, folks.
That was really my intent. Well, thank you.
You bet. Thank you very much. Doesn't it look great?
David, does it have to be hard to play the piano and sound great?
Yeah, that's the key thing, is it doesn't have to be hard. However, if you're learning it the traditional way, Greg, the problem is that traditional piano takes a lot of years of practice and a lot of discipline, and most people are frustrated. They're not really prepared to practice for years to learn how to play the piano. And because of that fact, they get frustrated and quit and give it up. But it doesn't have to be difficult if you learn how to play the way professionals play, believe it or not, which is to use chord patterns and rhythm patterns to play songs. The problem is that most easy play methods are also terrible sounding, because the chords are not professional chords, they're 3-note chords, and so it gives no feeling of satisfaction or fulfillment. But if you can learn in a systematic way to play the chords and rhythms professionals play, you not only can learn how to play quickly, you enjoy doing it, and you sound so good that your friends are absolutely amazed at how you sound.
Passion for the piano, proficient pianist, or committed listener? You'll find kinship among the Steinway Piano Society, a group centered around the greatest musical instrument ever devised, the Steinway Grand Piano. A registered philanthropic organization, our mission is to foster the musical talent of our youth. Every year, in conjunction with Florida Gulf Coast University, hundreds of excited, talented students from elementary to high school participate in the Steinway Piano Competition. We also fund the Piano Bank to provide lessons and pianos to financially disadvantaged kids. A $50 tax-deductible donation gives you access to all the events and recitals at Steinway Piano Gallery, a subscription to our newsletter, and the satisfaction of helping young people pursue their musical dream. Call us at 239-498-9884, visit us on Highway 41 in Bonita Springs, or log on to steinwaypianogallery.net.
Seems like professionals are working that hard at it.
That's the interesting thing, is that when we watch them play, we say they make it look easy. They're not making it look easy, they're playing an easier way. And so we could learn how to do that if we only knew the chord patterns they were playing. The problem is it seems like most people never get an opportunity to actually learn how to play the chords and rhythms professionals are using.
Now that's a scary thing to be. What's a chord pattern?
A chord pattern is just a group of notes. A word is a group of letters that make sense and belong together. A chord pattern is simply a bunch of notes that belong together. And so once you learn this pattern of notes, and you get used to the feel of it to where it becomes easy and automatic, then you've learned something you can use. That chord is a G chord. Every time you come across a G chord in any song that's ever been written, you're prepared with this beautiful sounding chord.
Doesn't the traditional printed music with those black dots and the lines and the sticks and the little marks, doesn't that have patterns of notes in it?
It does, but they're hard to kind of decipher, and most people never get to the point to where they actually know what those notes are representing. And surprisingly, I have nothing against traditional piano because I am a traditional piano teacher and took 10 years of piano lessons. But the problem is that learning to read the notes is one of the big reasons why learning to play the piano takes so long. It's a very difficult language. And by learning chord patterns instead, simply the playing of them and bypassing all of the reading, but instead just learn where do my fingers go for a G chord or for a C chord or whatever, then you can learn how to play 10 times faster than traditional piano, but you'll still sound great.
I know that some working musicians have a thing called a fake book, which I always thought was a great idea, that they could fake it. Would your system work with a fake book?
Perfectly so. A fake book is just songs with melodies and chords. That's all you need because all of the notes you would have added to those melodies and chords, that's why they call faking it, all of those notes are included in the chords. So when you want to learn to play a song like Somewhere Over the Rainbow, all of those notes are part of these chord patterns. So the part you're so-called faking it is actually all the rest of the notes that go with the melody. And so a fake book works perfectly.
So you're just kind of filling in the space between the chords.
That's exactly right.
And adding a melody to it.
That's right.
How many chords would you have to know to be able to sound good playing the piano?
Well, what's surprising is that the books that people buy in music stores, they buy the Easy Play because they want it to be easy. They know how difficult piano can be. But those Easy Play books leave out the best chords. So it depends on the song you're playing. There are a lot of chords, a lot of songs that only use 3 or 4 chords total. You know, if you're doing Blue Moon, you can do the whole thing with 4 chords. But a lot of gorgeous chords are involved in playing a lot of the beautiful songs that we really love if we were doing something like Smoke Gets in Your Eyes or something like that. Books that you learn in the stores how to do chords, they only teach you how to play 2 or 3 chords, and so you're pretty well up the creek when we want to learn to play the songs that you and your friends would like to play. They can't do it. Well, with my course, we teach you how to play the chords with both hands, not just one hand. And so you're actually unlimited on the kinds of chords you can learn. And instead of learning all the chords individually, which would be overwhelming for your average person, we just learn a couple of simple patterns, a few simple rules, which finger moves here and there, and then you're able to play bazillions of chords. I hate to say how many, but just an unlimited number of chords with just simple movements of the fingers from a basic pattern.
And do those chords use both black notes and white notes?
Absolutely. You can play anywhere on the piano. The chord, the feeling and the spacing of the chords are identical whether you're on black or white keys. Nobody ever thinks that. So if I play a chord on all white keys, a C chord, the spacing is identical to playing a chord on A flat, which is almost all black keys. But the spacing is identical, the rules are the same. To make a C chord minor, you can just move your right thumb down one key. To make an A flat chord minor, you just move your right thumb down one key. So you see, you're not having to learn a different pattern for every chord. You just learn a couple of patterns, a few simple rules, you play dozens and dozens of chords.
We're here with our own Rob Meads, a terrific pianist and a piano teacher. Rob, what's the difference between learning piano without pain as opposed to traditional piano lessons?
Well, Greg, with the traditional method of learning to play, as most people recognize, it requires reading music, and that can take a very long time. Piano without pain allows you to learn much faster and improvise with your songs.
So it's more fun.
Oh my gosh, it's a lot more fun.
Rob, if I've never played a note, or if I dropped out after just a few lessons, how can I jumpstart so I can begin enjoying playing the piano right away?
Well, Greg, here at Steinway Piano Gallery, we have it's sort of a piano without pain starter class. It's a 5-week course that allows someone to come in and instantly play right away. We start by playing songs with a course here called the Adult Beginner Course.
Rob, what about kids? If I've got kids or grandkids, how can I get them started playing the piano?
Well, Greg, actually there are a couple of things that someone can do to find a teacher for their child. Number one, they could go to our website, steinwaypianogallery.net, and we have links to all the teachers in the area here specifically designed to teach children. We have an after-school program in conjunction with Florida Gulf Coast University for children. So call the store or go to our website and we'll find a teacher for your child.
Is a background in music necessary?
Absolutely not. As a matter of fact, having no music background at all can actually help you with this class because there's nothing to interfere with it. The pros already know how to play this method.
Rob, can someone expect to come out of your 5-week Piano Without Pain starter course actually playing songs?
Oh my gosh, they're not only playing songs, the one thing we don't want to do is playing exercises and scales. Nobody likes to do that. So this course is made up of songs, and absolutely they're playing songs as soon as they leave this class.
Rob, how does someone go about getting started?
Well, that's the easiest thing of all. All you have to do is pick up the phone, dial 498-9884. We have classes starting all the time, so we'll fit one into your schedule.
I once heard that piano players are divided into 2 groups. Those who can read and wish they could improvise, and those who can improvise and wish they could read. And of course, the improvisers seem to be having more fun. Is improvisation an important part of your system?
It is. It's exactly what it leads to. The idea of improvisation, to take that big word and make it small, is that it means that you're coming up with what notes to play. You're improvising. Nobody's telling you every note to play. You're saying, I want it to sound like this. Whether it's a little simple thing like that, or you're going some big thing, you're saying, I want it to sound big and rich here. So I improvise. I come up with the ideas myself of how to play. My course gives you the tools to be able to improvise. And as far as what you mentioned about those who can read wish they could improvise and vice versa, the fact of the matter is all the great piano players in the past and all the great piano players in the present know how to play both ways. There are a few people, of course, that we're familiar with that only know how to improvise, and indeed they are having a lot of fun. Piano playing should be fun because they do call it playing the piano.
Yeah, nobody says I'm going to go work the piano.
That's right. Work it over.
It would be scary if they did.
Or it's going to work me over.
What I loved about this program was that everything worked, everything went together. I would be really comfortable learning from this package. I couldn't imagine anything better to learn from.
Barely started learning this chord system. I'd only been playing it for a couple of months, and I was in this talent show, and I played the piano and sang, and everybody thought it was so wonderful. I got standing ovations. Everyone thought it was great. And the funny thing is nobody knew that I had only been playing the piano for a couple of months. Sam, you know where I am.
been teaching this system?
I've taught it privately and in groups for about 35 years, which is a long time. But we now have it in a self-instructional format that makes it so a person can take the course home, 72 lessons, do it in their own home at their own convenience, at their own pace, with help from me if they ever need it via an 800 number. But I've been teaching it for years and years, and I've never found anybody who couldn't do it if they had the desire. It is so much faster than traditional piano that you don't have the frustration problem, and it's also enough faster to where the motivation comes simply because 10 minutes of practice produces great results. So you don't have to say, I'm getting nowhere.
I hadn't had any piano lessons before this system, but after playing this system, within a few weeks I could play the kind of songs I like to play. And I like to play the more modern, upbeat songs, and I just have a lot of fun with it.
There was a time when I thought that I would never find the one. The search has been...
Before I got David's chord system, I was a non-piano player. But when I got the system, after about a month, I was playing music that my friends, family, everybody was just loving.
It's so step by step, it's so simple and so easy to understand that anybody, I guarantee anybody could learn how to do it.
This is real music education at its best.
I think this is one of the greatest bargains on the planet.
Anyone of every age could learn and benefit from this program. Even my own parents, who were in the early 80s, could have a ball with this.
This professional chord system is the best money I have spent.
It is easy, it is fast to learn, it is inexpensive, and it is a surefire thing.
How many people do you think have learned to play with this system over the years?
I would say there's probably 20 or 30,000 people, but that doesn't count the big number being taught by piano teachers that are also teaching my course, and the fact that it's been taught for the last 7 years at the University of Texas to their pedagogy majors, people who are majoring in becoming piano teachers. So it's hard for me to say how many counting all those people. I know there are a lot of teachers, as soon as they saw it, piano teachers immediately wanted all of their teen and adult students to add this dimension to their piano playing so that they were complete musicians and not just totally dependent on the notes all the time.
You were telling us you just finished the David Higginson Piano Without Pain seminar.
Yes, we did.
Was it painless?
It was wonderful. It's really good. We really enjoyed it. Terrific. It's just everyone take a listen, come to the seminar, listen to the piano playing. I was really amazed.
You already know how to play the piano?
No.
So you are a beginner,
Yes.
and you think that this will be a good way to learn how to play the piano?
Oh, I do. I really do. Well, I was kind of dreading, thinking, well, it's very difficult to learn how to play the piano. And then when I sat down and listened to the seminar that David gave us, I was truly amazed.
You have played the piano for a long time. Yes. I think you got your piano from me 7 years ago or 6 years ago.
About that.
And was this presentation of Piano Without